Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Today we have with us our new topper Natansha, who have secured 96.11 percentile and finally got admission into SP Jain and converted all uh, 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 cap calls. And finally, she will be getting admission into SP Jain. Many congratulations, Natansha, and securing the top percentile. And I'm very happy for you that you finally converted it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me.
Okay, tell us about your journey. How did you started your exam preparation? What are the difficulties you faced while you were preparing for it? What are the individual percentile? How did you prepare for the individual section of quant, DLR, VRC, and what advice you would like to give to your juniors who will be going for CAT 2023?
Sure, sir. So, sir, I started preparing for CAT in around January 2022.
Okay,
And मतलब I saw your videos at that time, and मेरा बस motive यही था कि मतलब I was really impressed with no formula strategy.
okay,
तो I started watching your classes की एक अब मतलब let's start the preparation with this only ऐसे कि
okay,
because मेरे को ना cramming में बहुत दिक्कत होती थी तो I was really intrigued कि what all your classes are about. So I started preparing with your classes. तो at that time January में number system start हुआ था.
right,
तो इट वाज अ कम्प्लीटली न्यू थिंग, मतलब ऐसा कुछ मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि कैट में ऐसा भी कुछ होता है. तो नंबर सिस्टम आई स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग इन जनवरी एंड एट द सेम टाइम डीआईएलआर के बेसिक्स यू वर टीचिंग, तो आई वाज फॉलोइंग योर क्लासेस ओनली.
right,
फेब में अरिथमेटिक स्टार्टेड एंड देन आई started focusing on arithmetic as well as previous year questions of arithmetic. So your classes I used to do, and then previous year questions I used to pick up उस topic के, and then I used to solve that. ऐसे simultaneously I was going on, but थोड़ी preparation hamper हो गई थी in between because of some personal reasons. So for March, April I couldn't prepare, and then I started preparing again in May.
okay,
तो वो ऐसा हुआ था 2 months का break, सब vanish हो गया था दिमाग से. Then I started again. So I
okay,
started with number system again. Then I followed arithmetic, then algebra, and I targeted कि मेरा अगस्त तक तो सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो जाना चाहिए.
right,
कि एंड मेरे को कोई हरी नहीं थी बेसिकली बिकॉज इट वाज माय फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट. मतलब मैं पढ़ के मेरा पहला अटेम्प्ट ही जा रहा था. सो आई वाज नॉट इन अ हरी, सो आई वाज लुकिंग कि मैं as much as I can cover and as thoroughly as I can cover. So I was trying कि मतलब अच्छे से कॉन्सेप्ट स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए.
right,
जरूरी नहीं है कि मतलब मतलब एक और अटेम्प्ट आई कैन गिव दैट का, बट कॉन्सेप्ट thoroughly होना चाहिए. So I started preparing, and DILR I couldn't focus much because at that time I just entered corporate. I was working also. So
okay,
mostly weekend time I used to give on studying. So
okay,
DILR में I used to follow your daily DILRs only.
okay,
Because basic के बाद I couldn't do advanced sessions of your classes, but वो I regret not doing because उससे बहुत help हुई थी. But at the same time daily DLR was something I was doing regularly, and वो उससे मतलब competitive vibe आ रही थी कि हाँ कोई competition exam के लिए आप prepare करो, because used to give 10 minutes कि you solve that question in 10 minutes and after 10 minutes we'll discuss. So
right,
वो एक edge मिल रहा था उस time पे. So that was going on. August end tak I tried to complete my whole syllabus. So
okay,
I was done with arithmetic, I was done with algebra, and I was done with I was doing daily DLR so on a regular basis. But geometry I was lacking. So I decided not to pursue geometry much because वो मेरा strong area था भी नहीं. And August के बाद I realized I should focus on mocks rather than focus on geometry. But I did basics of geometry with you. So एंड मोमेंट पे आई कॉल्ड यू, तो आपने कहा था कि बेसिक्स कर लो एंड देन गो फॉर मॉक्स. सो आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग दैट, एंड अगस्त एंड से आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग मॉक्स वंस अ वीक बिकॉज थोड़ा टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट था सिंस आई वाज वर्किंग आल्सो. आई वाज ड्यू टू वर्क. तो आई स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग दैट, एंड नवंबर तक देन मॉक्स आई गेव अराउंड 30 मॉक्स. तो
okay.
30 मॉक्स.
Okay, okay. And what was the individual percentile, Natansha? आपके section wise क्या percentile थे?
So VARC, I got a 97 percentile.
Okay,
DILR, I lagged. I got 83 only. And in quant, I got 94 percentile.
Okay. And your overall percentile was 96.11, right? You
Yes,
you
sir.
got
Yes.
calls from SP Jain and the new IMs only. Did any old IMs called you?
No, I did not get any call from Blackies.
Okay. So you converted SP Jain and all the cap calls, right?
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes.
what was your profile? I just want to understand, what are the different factors that worked in your favor in your profile, right? For your final selection
Okay.
and other cap calls. आपका 10th 12th academics, आपके graduation के marks and work experience जो भी है आपका profile का, please can you tell me that?
Right. So I was a general engineer female, and I scored 10 CGPA in class 10 standard.
Okay.
Or 12th mein I got 87 percentage with science stream. And then I pursued my BTech. So I graduated in 2022 with 86.2 percentage.
Okay.
And my work ex was zero actually because I was interning and internships were not counted at that time.
Right.
So work ex nahi tha, so I was considered a fresher role.
Okay. So आपको academic diversity पे तो marks नहीं मिले होंगे. You would be
Nahi,
getting
sir.
marks on your 10th and 12th because you are having good marks there. And academic diversity में engineer they are anyway never preferred there.
Yes, sir.
So work experience भी आपका नहीं था. So you converted it on your percentiles on your 10th and 12th marks and obviously the interview, right, that you gave. How was your interview experience?
Right.
And what do you think what works in your favor when the reason for your conversion of SPGen? What went well in interview and what are the other things that you think worked in your favor for conversion?
Right, sir. So the first thing about SP Jain is something very interesting कि वो they consider marks, but it is not the only factor for them to consider someone for the selection process. They consider your overall personality and how you conduct in basic life. So
Right.
that was something that I found out कि SP Jain में ये they look for.
Right.
So and it is something that we cannot prepare एकदम से for in a past मतलब 3-4 months में we cannot prepare. It's something that we have developed throughout our life.
Right.
So I got a profile and a score based call. So I there was a first group interview जिसमें basic मुझसे पूछा गया था. तो एसपी जैन में streams पहले ही decide करनी पड़ती है कि आपको कौन से you have to go for. So I went for marketing. So my whole interview revolved around how marketing and why marketing. Because I am someone from BTech background, so why not information management and why only marketing? Why not finance and other subject? So they wanted an answer. So I was very thorough with my answer. I wanted to pursue marketing because of so reasons. So एक चीज that उनको मतलब करी कि she's sure about her future. मतलब she has everything planned कि उसको क्या करना है. तो I said कि मतलब मेरे goals क्या है, मेरे short term goals क्या है, मेरे long term goals क्या है. So they were quite impressed with that कि I am sure of what I have to do in life. The other thing in GI1 was they asked me, so I was a part of National School of Drama. So I had an experience with acting and all. So they were really impressed. So उन्होंने मतलब stories पूछी थी, some my past experiences with NSD. So that also played a factor in my selection because they wanted someone who's versatile, not someone who's not just focusing on academic, but at the same time, other things also. So that was a factor too. Then in GI2 was completely different. उसके अंदर दो parts होते हैं कि एक VAT होता है, they give a VAT and then GI2 happens. So VAT में we had to write 500 words in like 30 minutes and we are given a topic. So at that time, you cannot bluff because इतने short span में इतने सारे words लिखने होते हैं. मतलब you have to write a whole essay. So उसमें आपकी personality बाहर आती है. So that VAT really helped me because I was given a very interesting topic which I really enjoyed while writing also. I was given key, you are in a room of about 500 people. How will you go about and interact with everyone? Since it's not possible. So I write what I truly am, how I conduct myself in such situations, and answered it very honestly. I'm not so extrovert, so I answered it completely honestly, and I think that would have also played a part because they look for people who are honest.
Right.
They look for people who does not bluff, because just to look nice in an interview. So
Right.
yeah, that also played a part. GI2 was more of a conversation kind of thing. We were given very moral situations, so
Right.
they were judging us on the moral conduct of our life. How do we go on things when moral conflicts occurs in our daily life situations, or in corporate world, when we go, such moral situation will happen, so how will you go about it? Or what are your stance on some GK topics they asked? What are your stance on those topics? So it was more of a conversation. We had five other candidates also in my panel, so we were having a group discussion kind of thing. It was not something ki usme pressure feel ho raha tha. It was more just we were all speaking our hearts out, and they were judging us based on what we are. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting one that I gave. And SPJN, I think, is conducts really interesting interviews. Matlab, a candidate does not feel pressurized, but at the same time, they feel interested also.
Right.
Ki, yes, we are matlab, speaking about ourselves, about our life, about what we want out of these schools. So yeah, that was it.
All right. So about the exam preparation, when you were giving the CAT, so this is about how did you prepare for CAT and how was your interview experience at SPJAN? You converted IIM Rohtak also, right? And all other.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
but the IIM Rohtak interview was also, as good as you gave the SPJAN.
No, sir. Rohtak was my first interview.
Okay.
They conducted their interviews in the month of January
Right.
only, when matlab, I just ended my preparation of other exams also. So itna time nahi tha to catch up. So little bit of GK knowledge that I had, but at the same time they asked me a lot about sports, because at that time G20 event also happened and sports events were also going on. So I was not, my sports area is not a strong area. तो
Right.
उन्होंने बहुत sports related question पूछे, but the thing was, I was honest. If I don't know, I don't know. So I used to tell them, and the way I think I told them that I don't know, but I will definitely read upon that. So I think that factor came in. I am Rohtak interview में. They were not really impressed. I don't know such things. Be so, but at the same time, I was intrigued. I will get to know this, since it is one of the hot topic, and we must know this. तो या मतलब टाइम रोहतक का इंटरव्यू हुआ तो पहला था, तो नर्वस तो मैं ऑलरेडी उस टाइम पे
But
बहुत
you
थी, तो
converted that too,
इतना अच्छा
right?
नहीं गया था.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. So, about the CAT, when you went for CAT, तो क्या आपको लगा कि preparation, how was your experience when you were giving the CAT exam? मतलब quant में आपको क्या difficulties हुई या DLR में आपने क्या सही किया, क्या गलत किया, and also the VRC section. And also what students should be learning from that experience. Students को क्या करना चाहिए for
Right.
so that they are prepared properly for CAT. मतलब आपके attempt में क्या अच्छा था और क्या गलत हुआ?
Right, sir. So, sir, VARC went nice. मतलब VARC में I would suggest people to not go for learning words या ऐसे कुछ. They should focus on reading comprehension, because when we sit for that 45 minutes, the only thing that matters is concentration, because जरा सी concentration divert हुई, we can miss out things. So VARC में concentration on reading passages का वो बनाना चाहिए, एक repo होना चाहिए कि 45 minutes में we have to read so passages, and we have to comprehend those passages at the same time, not only just reading part. So I think that was something जो मेरा strong था, because I read a lot. तो वो एक चीज help करी. VARC went quite nice, so I'm satisfied with the score that I got. In DLR, what I felt was I got pressurized.
Right.
45 minutes के अंदर I there were 5 sets, and I wanted to follow the strategy of yours कि 3 sets you have to do 15 10 10 का.
Right.
In 15 minutes I picked up a set that was something that I couldn't crack. मतलब I decided that I would pick LR first, because I realized LR ke things where I'm quite stronger than DI, because
Right.
DI requires calculation, and calculation I'll do it towards the end, because I don't want to pressurize myself with the calculation part.
Right.
So उस चीज में I made a mistake that I took a set intentionally which was tough, just so that मतलब कि मतलब एक tough set already clear हो जाए ये mentality के साथ, but ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. You
Right.
should always give a look to each and every set first, not thoroughly, but yeah, एक बार एक set को मतलब a little bit of you should go through all the sets and
Right.
then decide 15-10-10 strategy में कौन सा set कहाँ fit होता है. That I
Exactly.
didn't do. I jumped onto a set which was not a 15-minute set, which was a tough set, which couldn't be cracked, but eventually I ended up doing that. So उसमें मेरे 25 minutes लग गए because I thought एक set complete attempt करना is easier
Right.
for me now since I have time constraint than going for another set and trying one. So I could do only 2 sets.
Okay.
उसमें भी I got 2 wrong. So and those also because of calculation. So I think calculation part थोड़ा strong करना चाहिए for DI especially. Your tricks were really helpful, but since वो मैंने DI की basics इतने strongly नहीं किए थे, तो that I lacked.
Okay.
In quant I was able to go through. I was following your strategy 20 minutes and then 20 minutes, first finding out those questions that I can do in 20 minutes and then finding out questions that I can do in another part, the tougher one and the easier one. What mistake I did in quant was I went for my favorite topics. जो कैसे नहीं करना चाहिए. I looked for topics I was very confident in कि arithmetic करते हैं because वो तो बहुत strong है. और algebra सबसे लास्ट में करेंगे, but it's not that. Sometimes algebra के questions easier होते हैं, and that I realized in the other half of my क्वेश्चन सेट जो मैंने बनाया था कि इस सेट में ये करेंगे, इस सेट में करेंगे, तो उसमें रियलाइज इजी वंस मैंने बाद के लिए रखे थे, तो पहले ही मैंने अपना जो दिमाग था वो सारे टफ वंस में लगा दिया था. तो वो एक पॉइंट है. और दी ओनली की टू सर्वाइव थ्रू कैट एग्जाम इज पेशेंस. रियली मतलब अगर आप उस चीज में अभी एग्जाम देते हुए काम हो ना, तो यू कैन क्रैक एवरीथिंग. जैसे ही द मोमेंट यू गेट हाइपर एंड यू स्ट्रेस आउट, योर एग्जाम कैन गो बिल्कुल अलग हो जाएगा. सो द ओनली की दैट आई वुड सजेस्ट इज बी पेशेंट एंड बी काम व्हाइल गिविंग एग्जाम. सब आराम से हो जाएगा ऐसे.
Okay, but you did well in quant, huh? You scored 94.1,
Yeah.
94 point some percentile, right? So,
08, yes.
right. So, you gave mock papers also, right? What do you think was the importance of mocks? I have seen students worrying about their mock scores and how they should be looking at their mock scores and the number of mocks that they should give.
Yes, sir. So I think it completely depends number of mocks that a person should give, but a person should give mocks. मतलब emphasize करना चाहिए mocks के ऊपर. I made a mistake कि मैंने बहुत late emphasize करना शुरू किया mocks के ऊपर.
Right.
Scores of mocks are not important और वो actual scores होते भी नहीं हैं. And it's like give mocks just to prepare yourself how you will conduct yourself in the examination. वो strategy बनाने के लिए mocks are very important because उससे पता चलता है कि exam time पे हम क्या strategy बना सकते हैं just to, because that is all about time based. मतलब questions are not that tough. It's about एक short span of time में you have to attempt as many question as you want. तो mocks में just look for strategy, how you will conduct your paper. Look for the strength area and look for your weaknesses and focus on your strength as well as on your weaknesses. मतलब sometimes जो हमारी strength होती है we work on that only कि और इसके questions आएंगे तो ये जैसे arithmetic was my strength, तो I started focusing कि arithmetic ही करना चाहिए, but no, work on your weaknesses as well. And evaluate your mocks based upon the आपकी knowledge. मतलब मैं इतना पढ़ के गया और क्या मैं इस टॉपिक से क्वेश्चंस कर पा रहा हूँ कि नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. अगर नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ तो क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ और इसमें मैं क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट कर सकता हूँ या मैं इसको कैसे और पढ़ सकता हूँ जिससे मैं ये क्वेश्चंस कर सकूँ. तो मॉक स्कोर्स रियली आर नॉट ट्रू स्कोर्स. इट्स ऑल अबाउट your strategy. Matlab mocks are only for the strategy part. So yes, and number of mocks, I think there's no number actually. I gave 30 mocks, but still I feel वो कम है. So it completely depends on person to person how much confident they feel while giving mocks. So जितने दो उतना अच्छा. So it's that.
Right. Thank you so much, Natansha. You gave us a lot, and I'm sure this will help the students in how they should prepare for CAT and the interviews, right? And your explanation about what went through the interview when you were going for SPG, and this was a great experience to listen, because this tell us now कि हमें क्या क्या किस तरह के questions आगे face करने पड़ सकते हैं, and how we should be preparing for it. Thank you so much for giving
Yes.
the interview, and wish you all the best. I'm very happy for you that you finally converted. I knew at a point of time you also started for CAT 2023, and you were coming to
Yes, sir.
the process also, but then you finally converted it, and wish you all the best. Enjoy the next 2 years and learn the best out of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.